is a very essential requirement for startups. When you have not got the capital, it may not be possible to start that business no matter how lucrative the business seems. Are you thinking of quitting your job for a business? Do you think saving up to start a business is not achievable? Then stay with us as we learn easy ways of saving from your earnings no matter how little you earn. Hello everyone, welcome once again to another episode of Business in Minutes. I'm your host, Mercy. Leaving your job to start a business means that you have done your feasibility and seen that running your own business is more profitable both in the short term and on the long run. The major task is to finance your business dream by providing the required capital. Access to loans may be restricted for a startup, but you can provide the capital on your own if you determine a realistic figure and save towards it. Unfortunately, it's difficult for a vast majority of people to save from their earnings. Let's look at the step we can take to achieve this. The first step is to fix a realistic amount to save per month. This seems unrealistic, right? But the truth is, if you were to earn half of what you're currently earning, you would still survive. So take the bold step, fix a part of your earnings for compulsory savings. You could keep such in a dedicated account if you can guarantee discipline with the remittance. Or better still, you could open a target savings account with your bank and initiate a standing order for your account to be debited as soon as your salary comes in. Please note this, you would survive even if what is left from your salary is what you currently earn. So don't stop yourself. Another step to take to guarantee effective saving from your earning is to track your finances. Before you can avoid irrelevant spending, in order to spend money more wisely, you must first understand where your money is going. Make a budget and track both your income and your expenses. Once you know where your money is going, you will be able to identify the irrelevant spending you make. After tracking your finances, you can start looking for habits that may be draining your funds. These habits could include expensive hobbies, eating out too much, spending too much money on clothing, or any number of other financial drains. Once you have figured out which habits are eating up a large portion of your income, you can then evaluate whether or not these habits are really necessary. Tracking your expenses could be a starting point for financial freedom. While tracking your finances, never lose sight of your vision, which is to raise money to start your own business. What about the luxury item that gives you pleasure? To save towards starting your business, you need to avoid making those big purchases. Big purchases can drain your account. That's why it's important to think twice before buying that flat screen TV you've been eyeing or that new sofa you've been wanting to have in your sitting room. One of the simplest tactics for accomplishing this is to avoid impulse buying. You need to take time to rethink before making any purchase. Ask yourself if you can do without that item. You might ultimately realize that you don't actually need those things. If you decide to go ahead with a big purchase, ask yourself the following question. Would a cheaper used item do the trick? Is the item on sales promo? If not, when will the item be on sale? Am I sure that the one I have at home is no more useful? These questions will really help you. One age-long strategy to effective savings is to avoid eating out. No matter where you eat, food isn't cheap at all. Spending on food outside the home could deplete your savings, but if you choose to eat at home rather than at a restaurant, you might be able to trim some fat from your food budget. To yield even more savings when fixing meals at home, consider creating a weekly plan and stock your food store based on the plan, You could also make bulk purchases for cheap sources as long as you are buying what you actually need and would use. It's important to avoid eating out if you want to achieve your saving targets without depriving yourself. To succeed in your saving plan, you need to cut down your spending on entertainment, especially if your entertainment goes with alcohol. Because alcohol affects judgment, it leads to lots of impulse buying. A weekend outing could deplete your account if not controlled. You may have to limit your entertainment outing that includes alcohol consumption without necessarily cutting relationships with friends. You can achieve this by ensuring you don't have access to more cash flow than you plan to spend. The bottom line is, the ways of spending less to save that we have outlined here are certainly not the only ways to put more money into your savings account. But those tactics would work better if you create a household budget and stick to it so that you can stay on track with your frugal spending strategies. After all, you don't want to squander all of your hard work you have done on self-deprivations. When you have established a target for spending and adjusted your lifestyle to cushion the challenges, you're surely on your way to raising a desired capital that would fund your dream business. It's also important that your budget for startup is broken into phases so that you can start small or to enable you start the business while you're still on your regular job. That brings us to a wrap on today's video. Thanks for watching and kindly subscribe and like this video. You can also join us using our webinar on www.vanco.com for more insightful business tips. Till we see you in our next video, stay connected to Vanco Online Space.